Have you had this relatively new Tennessee whiskey, Rattle and Snap, coming out of the Log Still Distillery? We're going to review the 8-year-old version and let you know what we think.
Welcome back to Exploring Whiskey. Today this is probably a new one. I don't think we did mine. Did we?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay, so the Rattle and Snap.
This is the 8-year Tennessee whiskey from Rattle and Snap, which is their Tennessee whiskey brand from Log Still Distillery. They contract distill this out of Columbia, Tennessee, and honestly got introduced to this by one of their brand ambassadors, who's also
A Whiskey Club member.
A Whiskey Club member. So thank you, Paul, for introducing. Don't know a whole heck of a lot about it. Since it's contract distilled, they don't tend to share too much. It is obviously 8-year-old. It does go through the Lincoln County process. Don't really know the mash bill. And it is pricey.
I still have some 4-year.
The 4-year?
Yep.
So they have a
little
4-year and a 8-year. And technically they're the same-ish. I do think that the 4-year is slightly lower proof, if I remember correctly.
Heck of a lot cheaper.
Heck of a lot cheaper. So the 4-year you can find for sub 40, 30 some odd dollars.
Yep.
The 8-year is going to be somewhere between 90 and 100 bucks for the bottle. Doesn't quite math to me. That's not the way my math works. My math works, well, if it's twice as old, maybe it should be twice as much. Maybe. Gets
80.
a little bit past that. They're based out of Kentucky, but they do the contract distilling, and yeah.
It's been a hot minute since I've had the 4-year. The nose smells familiar.
Okay.
They're similar.
It's nice. It's light and sweet.
Yep.
Is what it really comes down to. It's like pretty mellow, rounded out, which the Lincoln County process kind of does that. 94 proof, pretty solid.
I got a little of that artisanal note.
Okay. I was drinking this with Adam over the weekend, and he's just like, it smells young. I was like, it's 8 years old. It really shouldn't.
But it's got that artisanal.
There's a little graininess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's definitely a graininess, but it's not to the wet hay side of things. And there's a touch of a light fruit note in there too.
So off of memory, the 4-year is better than the 8-year.
Okay. What in particular aren't you feeling on this one?
That initial, like when it hits the palate, all I got was like an artisanal, like
Grainy.
Maybe it's because I already had it in my head.
Maybe.
Going into just nosing it.
So to me, there's almost a little bit of a young Irish whiskey note. Like there's a little bit like a grain, not the malt version, but the grain when Irish whiskey does a grain, single grain or something like that. It's kind of got that with like the copper bite to it is in there too, but there's still a little bit of a sweet cereal. Not quite. I don't get quite as grainy as you get.
It probably doesn't say anything on the bottle.
On what?
I mean, some of them like they'll give you like their.
I couldn't find anything about like a mash bill or what, special grains or any of that kind of stuff. The color is nice. It's a really it's a solidly dark bottle. It's just for 8 years. There's a sharp note in there that you would not expect off of 8 years. I
wouldn't have guessed those 8 years.
Yeah, it definitely drinks younger. Drinks a little sharper. It's not that it's bad. It's just it could be better. Is really what it comes down to. Trying to think of other Tennessee whiskeys like Uncle Nearest, better Tennessee whiskey.
Yeah.
For that price, some of the higher end.
Kirkland.
Yeah. Which comes out of Columbia as well.
The Kirkland I thought was really good.
Some of the newer, like the Bottled and Bond and the Triple Mash for Jack Daniels, come off a little bit better. I haven't had the Jack Daniels 10 or 12, but I've heard they're both great, and I don't see that comparing up to the Jack Daniels 10.
All right, well, we're going to have to do an A-B because I still have some 4.
Yeah.
Granted, I've had it for a year. There's been some error. I've had other friends that have had both, and they lean towards the 4. I don't think the nose changed much.
No, it's very similar. Still pretty youthy To me, it's
kinda
youthy.
weird.
I'm not getting artisanal. I'm just getting like, it drinks like it's 3-year-old whiskey. Or smells, I guess. Again, there's a bitey note to it, which to me, it reminds me of the copper pot still kind of impact on some Irish whiskeys.
I got like the tail end of a like if you had a handful of Red Hots in your mouth when it gets
cinnamony or
yeah, like right at the tail end of the cinnamon before it goes to the white candy.
Okay.
It had that kind of flavoring
That's
to it.
interesting.
With the water.
Now that you say it, it's more apparent on the nose that way. I could see the cinnamon note there.
But it's that faint, like almost artificial, like the candy.
Yeah, it's a little bit of like a flavoring almost.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like built into it. Wonder if there's any wheat in that. I'm interested to one, retaste a 4, 2, do a blind AB on those two, because everything's really close to the same. I think the proof, like I said, I think the proof is like 88 on the 4-year, but it's still close enough for 94 for the 8-year. But I think all the mash bill, everything else is the same.
They proofed it down. It sits in that barrel for 8 years.
So if they put the barrel at 125, it probably got up into the 130s, probably, and then bring it all the way down to 94.
That's thinning out too much.
and yeah, but I don't get like soapy notes, so I can't. It didn't crash proof it, but still, the cinnamon's way more apparent now. But still, there's a fruity cinnamon note. I don't even know what that would be.
Man, all I get is that artisanal and cinnamon.
I don't really feel like we're huge Tennessee whiskey fans.
I enjoy Uncle Nearest.
Uncle Nearest is very good, but we're not huge Jack Daniels fans. We're not.
I can enjoy the higher
fans.
end of Jack Daniels. I don't care for
the Black
definitely
Label
old number 7. No, thank you.
Same thing. I mean, for Dickel, some of the older bottled and bonds are pretty decent, but some of the other ones we're not huge fans. So it's not necessarily our favorite type of whiskeys. It's okay. It's not worth the price.
No.
I'm guessing if it's better or even different, it's not that materially better or different than the 4-year that it'd be worth.
But I'd love to hear the justification for paying
120% more.
$60 more.
Yeah. Makes no sense. Absolutely makes no sense.
Like this should have been like $75.
Yeah. I would agree with that. And you could say, well, it's an 8-year-old. $75.
Not 100. Well, I'll be anxious to do the blind.
Yeah. It'd be interesting just to see if there's any material
let's hold off and do it. Let this open up a little bit, because mine is probably down to here, so it's opened up quite a bit.
Yeah, and much longer. This was just opened up like 3 days ago.
So I mean, I'm anxious to see what else they come out with from the Tennessee line, and also from the Monk's Road.
Monk's Road, that's another line we gotta start playing around in. They had a couple of pretty interesting ones.
Well, we sampled their stuff when they first hit the market.
Yeah,
absolutely. At the Bourbon Festival.
They were out with whiskey for a handful of months when we saw them at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival, but they've now expanded their line pretty decently, and I just unfortunately, when I went to see Paul, Total Wine only sells this. They don't sell Monk's Road.
Huh.
So I don't know why or what the issue is. He still let me sample all the ones that he had. So thank you, Paul.
For all of you at home, the 4-year I think is definitely worth buying, especially I got mine for like $36-ish.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth
Mid-30s.
it. It's for that price. So I thought it was a pretty decent bottle. Now we'll come back to it here after it's opened up quite a bit and see if it's still worth it.
So, yeah, still playing in that same game.
Yep.
Cool.
So, well, we're gonna put a bow on this episode.
Yes, sir.
We hope you enjoyed our review of our first review of Rattle and Snap.
Yeah.
Again, we'll have another one coming up. Maybe if I have enough, we'll do just the 4, and then do an AB blind and see which one comes out on top.
Yeah, I'd be interested because again, in the store, as you're flying through multiple samples, I thought this one was a little bit better, but
Yep.
I'd love to see it, do it blind and in a proper glass.
Well, if you've had the Rattle and Snap, both a 4 and 8 year, hit us up. Let us know what your favorite was. What was your least favorite? Maybe,
yeah. Which one worked?
Maybe why. Maybe we're missing something on this one from a note. Maybe we got a bad bottle.
That happens.
It happens. So
Things get batchy.
we'll see. We appreciate you joining us on this episode. As always, we're still trying to grow this channel. We encourage you, hit that like button at the bottom of the screen.
And right up here, I'll link up probably an Uncle Nearest. That's probably another Tennessee whiskey where we definitely enjoyed the hell out of those bottles. So
Yep.
we'll link up some Uncle Nearest for the comparison here. And if you like content like this, subscribe. We put out reviews of basically almost any bottle we can get our hands on.
And cocktails.
Cocktails. We do some regional stuff, and then we do some AB blinds, and sometimes they're surprising.
And we're always open for suggestions.
Absolutely. Love to hear from you.
Well, thanks for watching.
See you on the next episode.
Cheers.
Cheers.